terrorizing an innocent woman for hours.
Police reports outline the story of an alleged animal, only on News 4.
Proving a political point using criminals, a local sheriff's decision involving people he even says shouldn't be on the streets.
Another frigid night, but wait till you see the warm-up in sight. It's what many of us have been waiting for.
News 4 confronts 911 dispatchers over a 15-minute mistake that cost a local family their home.
News 4 at 10 right now.
Live from KMOV, this is News 4 at 10.
You're only going to get this story on News 4 tonight. A kid, 16 years old, hired to do yard work, brutally assaults a woman inside her home for hours.
University City police say the nature of this attack was so heinous, this juvenile is being tried as an adult. Jasmine Huda, you were told the boy was going door to door when he found his victim.
Steve, that's right. Offering to do some yard work, shoveling snow, raking leaves. That's not unusual in our area. But in this case, police are telling me tonight that this boy was hired to do yard work at a home in University City and that the details of what happened next are bone-chilling.
I know the little guy that shovels with the snow around here. I know him, but just to hear that's happening now.
Yeah, his age too. Yeah, that's kind of young to be that type of predator.
Predator is how residents describe Markeon Jones, now 17 years old and now facing a long list of charges, including multiple counts of sexual assault, along with burglary and robbery. University City Police Captain Michael Ransom tells me one afternoon in late December, Jones knocked on the door of a home in the north central part of town.
He was hired to do yard work. The person left, and this young man forced his way into the home and sexually assaulted the victim.
And she was alone at the time?
Correct.
And she'd never met him before?
Never met him.
Stranger?
Complete stranger.
The victim called police, who arrested Jones 2 blocks away. Jones was 16 at the time. He was transferred to family court, which certified him as an adult. State statute criteria includes age as well as the nature of the crimes, which can be described as using viciousness, force, and violence.
Very heinous crimes.
That's why I have the sign, no trespassing.
Enough to put some residents on even greater guard.
You can't help people. I'm sorry. You tried to help people, but, and you say a 16-year-old, you know, you figure that's a kid. I'm going to have to say no.
Jones is being held in the St. Louis County Jail. In University City, Jasmine Huda, News 4.
New tonight, this Granite City man is in jail accused of shooting at a teenager and strangling a woman. News 4 has been looking into the arrest of 40-year-old Trevor Bone. Police tell us that he was strangling the woman when the teen's son jumped in to break it up. That's when Bone allegedly fired 2 shots at the teen with a handgun. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Bone is being held on $100,000 bond.
A News 4 investigation prompting yet another surprise inspection on your kids' school buses. Today, the Highway Patrol showed up unannounced in the Rockwood District, prompted by News 4 investigations exposing serious safety concerns with First Student buses. The district confirming 9 buses did not run their usual routes after issues were uncovered in those inspections. We've requested the records. We'll let you know what they say.
He had no idea what was awaiting him outside his own front door. Tonight, police in Hazelwood say they have the man who bum-rushed a man as he was simply answering a knock on his door. News 4 combed through the police documents for Daryl Sykes. Police say last night he knocked on the victim's door in the middle of the night. When the man home answered, Sykes reportedly rushed inside and started beating the homeowner. Sykes is now facing burglary and assault charges.
Tonight, News 4 is working to find out exactly what caused this house fire in Berkeley. It killed 2 little boys. The bodies of the 2- and 4-year-old located together by firefighters just inside the front door of the home on Airport Road in Berkeley this morning. The boys' parents and 4-month-old sibling are alive tonight, all rushed to the burn unit at Mercy Hospital. And that's where Julian Johnson is tonight.
Sharon, just about an hour and a half ago, I spoke with officials here at Mercy Hospital. They tell me the mother in this earlier today, she had surgery. When she came out, she was in serious condition, though she has since been upgraded to fair condition. The father, though, he was in critical condition. He remains that way still tonight, both of them here at the burn unit at Mercy Hospital. As for the 4-month-old involved in this, thankfully he is in good condition at Mercy Children's Hospital. We're going to continue, though, to speak with officials here at Mercy Hospital as well as firefighters to try and get an update throughout the night. You can keep up online at KMOV.com, and we'll have much more for you at News 4 this morning starting at 4:30. For now, we're live at Mercy Hospital in Creve Coeur. Julian Johnson, News 4.
New details in a story News 4 has been following for you. These two guys are now charged in connection with a police chase that ended with their car flipping over in South St. Louis. Police say Lamonte Ali and Leonard Wilkins were in a stolen car when they led cops on a chase last week that included that car hitting a pole before crashing and overturning near I-55 in Arsenal. Both are in jail tonight. Tonight, a sheriff in the Metro East admits that every Thursday he picks at least 15 inmates and shows them the door to freedom. Criminals who the sheriff himself says probably shouldn't be on the streets. As Matt Cesney found out, the only way to keep them locked up is to pay up.
I tell you what, here lately, it's really gotten out of hand.
St. Clair Sheriff Rick Watson is talking about the danger building up inside the county jail. Overpopulated and simmering with tempers so much, he says a guard broke a hand 2 weeks ago during an inmate brawl. The only solution now, he says, is to start letting some prisoners go once a week on a day he calls Cop-Out Thursdays.
That's when everybody, the state's attorney, us, the judge, we all look at everything and go, okay, who really needs to be here and who can we afford to release?
Watson says as many as 25 a week get out, although he insists they are not violent offenders. The solution, he says, is up to voters, who are faced with a vote on a 0.25% sales tax hike to pay for a new jail. But getting voters to approve of any tax these days isn't easy. Then again, Watson says what's going on now isn't good.
What I worry about is these people that are getting out committing crimes.
Voters decide March 18th in Belleville. Matt Cesney, News 4.
A mystery in Festus tonight as a woman is dead after being found unresponsive in a business parking lot. News 4 spoke with police who tell us the 64-year-old woman was discovered lying on the ground near the Interventional Pain Institute. She was later pronounced dead at the hospital. News 4 is working to get her identity, but investigators are waiting until her next of kin is notified. An autopsy now underway to figure out how she died. Tonight, News 4 is getting more information about a house fire in DeSoto that we brought you as breaking news on News 4 at 6. Within just the past hour, fire officials have told us this home is now being called a total loss. The assistant fire chief tells News 4 they had a hard time fighting this one because the home is at the bottom of a steep hill covered by ice and snow. No one was in the house. The cause of the blaze still under investigation tonight.
New tonight, this video of a police officer dragging a woman across the floor in handcuffs now has that officer in hot water. But his punishment might surprise you. That story is coming up before your 7-day forecast. But right now, St. Louis police are looking for this bank robber after he was able to run off with a whole lot of cash. News 4 has obtained these surveillance pictures from the St. Louis Community Credit Union on Chippewa in South City. In one photo, you can see the man running off with his hands full of money. Fortunately, no one was hurt during the robbery.
Tonight, the biggest employer in the Metro East may have to make some big cuts that could put thousands of folks out of work. More than 2,100 airmen at Scott Air Force Base are learning tonight that they are now eligible for voluntary or involuntary removal from the service. That's because federal budget reductions are forcing cuts to active duty airmen. News 4 has been digging into just how many jobs will be cut at Scott, but there are just no concrete numbers right now. Nationwide, the Air Force says it will reduce the number of airmen by 8% this year. New at 10, incredible video of a secret mission to capture one of the FBI's most wanted. At 10:15, News 4 is telling you why this takedown is helping reveal the details of an even bigger operation to stop Al-Qaeda.
5 Elizabeth Court in Florissant.
You're in Florissant?
Yes, Florissant.
A 911 call you'll only hear on News 4, a dispatcher uttering that expletive after realizing her huge mistake.
Now, she sent firefighters to the right address, but the wrong town. We sent our Lauren Traeger to find out how in the world this could happen.
Well, this dispatch center here sends out firefighters and EMTs to huge portions of Franklin, Jefferson, and St. Louis counties. So knowing your safety may be on the line, I went inside here looking for answers.
The dispatcher made a mistake.
That's correct.
And for that, you guys are apologizing.
Yes.
But it's maybe too little too late for one Florissant family we talked to. Their home severely damaged Friday after firefighters were sent in the wrong direction. An error made by a dispatcher at Central County Emergency 911. Here, the dramatic 911 call.
I need a fire department at 5 Elizabeth Court. I have a fire in my bathroom.
Okay, number 5 Elizabeth Court.
Yes, it's in the wall.
Get out of the house, they're on the way.
And they were on their way to Ferguson. Nearly 10 minutes later, the dispatcher calls the homeowner back.
5 Elizabeth Court in Florissant.
You're in Florissant?
Yes, Florissant.
And it comes down to a dispatcher, a veteran dispatcher simply made a mistake.
Director Michael Turner says the dispatcher did not follow policy when it comes to duplicate addresses. There are thousands of duplicates throughout the counties they serve. Still, errors like this, very rare. Now, though, he says they'll be putting additional safeguards in place to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Oh my God.
In St. Louis County, Lauren Traeger, News 4.
Tonight, News 4 is watching out for your safety on the roads. Several busy roads in Lincoln County are becoming too well known for crashes. We spoke with the Sheriff's Department. They tell us that 70% of all the crashes in the county happen on highways 61, 79, or 47. It's a major problem because those are the 3 busiest stretches in the county.
The crashes that are occurring are extremely violent. That's what we're saying. And a lot of it's associated with speed. They're just traveling way too fast.
News 4 is learning that the Lincoln County Sheriff's Department is taking a new approach to cut down on the amount of crashes. You'll see what that is tomorrow on News 4 this morning at 6:30.
News 4 always watching out for the protection of your kids. Tonight, the Parkway School District has a warning for parents. You need to know what social media your children use. A letter to parents specifically singles out Ask FM, Kick, Instagram, and Twitter and Snapchat too. But those are just a few of what students are using, and there is always something new coming out almost daily. Would you say that parents are so naive or the kids are just so savvy?
I got to give credit to the kids. The kids today are so tech savvy because they don't know what life is like without having either the device or an online access or an app market, that type of thing. So they're so much farther ahead than we are or probably ever will be.
The dangers come from sexual predators, cyberbullying, and identity theft too. Experts say sit down with your children often and go through every app they have on their device one by one so you know what it is.
Big deposits, missing money, and the worst part, angry brides. All say they got ripped off by a guy who's now raising money to help the homeless.
Jamie, how you doing today?
Good, how you doing?
Good. Chris Nagus from Channel 4.
In 60 seconds, I confront the photo sailor.
News 4, watching out for you. Uncovering scams and ripoffs, questioning wasteful spending, getting the answers you need. Now, Chris Nagus and News 4 investigates.
Another day, another ripoff.
Jamie, how you doing today?
Good, how you doing?
Good. Chris Nagus from Channel 4.
Ahoy! That's Jamie Forsyth, the photo sailor. More from him in a minute. No doubt he's a creative guy with a tender side.
One of our friends was like, I can't believe you trusted a guy that has a stuffed panda bear in his profile picture.
Casey Jenkerson found the photo sailor on Groupon. He promised to supply a photo booth for her wedding reception.
How much did you pay him?
$479.
And what did he do for the money?
Nothing. Didn't show up to, I couldn't get a hold of him.
Shannon Egger, who now lives in Kansas, said the same thing.
On your wedding night at the reception, did he show?
No. She's out $500. Sounds familiar to Jessica LeBobe, but before she got burned, she got even.
He's like, well, unfortunately, I would give you your money back, but the deadline was yesterday. And of course, that's convenient.
Because Forsyth stopped communicating after she paid, she disputed the charges with her credit card company. Since he wasn't showing up at receptions, I wanted to know how he's spending his weekends. That's when I was tipped off to the Homeless Revolution Facebook page. Turns out Forsyth is now raising money to build an emergency shelter and also asking for donated items.
How'd you come up with this idea?
Well, it was kind of impulsive and random. I've always wanted to help the homeless. I used to live downtown and I'd see them a lot. And so we just come out here, and it started with me just feeding some people, and it didn't feel like enough, so.
Okay, that sounds great. But what about your old business? The one with an F rating from the Better Business Bureau, the one where angry brides are still owed money.
Because a lot of these brides are upset because they say on the day of the wedding you weren't there, and they feel like you were just MIA with no answers, no explanation.
No, we've called them all. I mean, everybody that we've had a problem with, we've called them, we've tried to explain the situation.
Wouldn't email me back, wouldn't return my phone calls. Phone number was actually disconnected. Could not get a hold of them.
Who's actually got the money? Because a lot of these brides put down deposits and got nothing.
Who's actually got the money is First Data, but it's through PNC. First Data is the credit card processor for PNC. They have the money. They won't let us issue refunds.
So I called First Data, and looky here. According to the company, they have never had a relationship with Photo Sailor. On Casey's credit card statement, she noticed her card was run by Mandy Picture LLC, a different photo booth business. This one run by Forsyth's girlfriend. So Casey messaged her on Facebook.
She said, I have no part of that.
According to First Data, they stopped doing business with Forsyth's girlfriend last March. Casey says the whole thing stinks.
I was like, guilty by association. I want nothing to do with you or your boyfriend.
Bottom line, paying with a credit card can protect you, but many credit card companies require cancellation within a certain time period. Since these brides paid months in advance, they weren't able to get their money back. They don't care what excuse Forsyth is offering, they just want their refund. Chris Nagus, News 4.
New tonight, what you're seeing here is a real-time look at the takedown of a potential terrorist. News 4 getting this newly released video showing U.S. commandos capturing one of the FBI's most wanted. Take a closer look as Army Delta Force members jump out and swarm the al-Qaeda operative on the streets of Tripoli in just seconds. The video's coming out as the Obama administration is debating a plan to launch a military drone to kill a specific American citizen overseas they say is connected to al-Qaeda.
Also new at 10 tonight, a police officer is being disciplined for this after he was caught dragging a handcuffed woman across a concrete floor of this jail parking lot down in Florida. That woman arrested on drug charges, and the officer says she was resisting arrest. An investigation into the incident now resulting in the officer being given a written reprimand, but no suspension. The police department says they have since changed their policy on how inmates are handled.
A wrong order at a McDonald's is usually not a big deal, but police say a woman in Michigan fired off a gun because of a meal mix-up. Workers at this McDonald's apparently got her order wrong on 2 different occasions today. On the second trip, police say she was so upset she shot a gun through the drive-thru window. Fortunately, no one was hit.
A joyride in a stolen school bus comes to a crash ending, and tonight, a teenager is accused of being behind the wheel. Check out the surveillance video as the bus smashes into several gas station pumps in Minnesota. Police say the teen told them he saw the bus abandoned, decided, hey, he'll drive it back to the bus depot. No one was hurt in the crash.
The Forewarned Storm Team. Certified St. Louis's most accurate forecast for 2 straight years. Now here's Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton.
Yes, the rumors are true. The warm-up we've all been waiting for is in sight in my 7-day forecast. Unfortunately, it's not tonight because these are our current temperatures, well on our way down to near zero, in some cases below zero. We're at 9 in St. Louis, out in Maryville at 6. How about Alton at 4 degrees? Same thing in Centralia at 4. Very cold across the area tonight. In fact, the low this morning was 6. We'll be even colder tonight compared to this morning. So frigid and cold tonight, but the warm-up is in sight. We have 40s, we have even 50s. Wait till you see, that's going to be a treat considering the long stretch of cold air we've had, not just this winter, but especially this February. We also have some quick clipper systems. They move through quickly and can drop a little bit of rain and snow. I don't see any big storm systems, and I'm timing them out. Tricky to time out, but I'll show you what I'm seeing coming up when we may see a little light rain or snow in our future. Right now, it's not going to be tomorrow morning. 0 when we head out the door tomorrow morning. -3 up in Alton, out in Centralia at 1 below. Tomorrow on News 4 this morning, meteorologist Kent Earhart will let you know exactly what you're facing when you're heading out the door, but it won't be strong winds. So while there is a wind chill, it's not really significant. It's not a biting wind. Any kind of breeze when you're at 0, though, makes a difference, doesn't it? By the time we get to noon, still have light winds and a lot of sunshine, 14 degrees. It's still a very cold day tomorrow. Today's high was 17. We're going to hit 20 tomorrow, so just a little bit warmer, but we still have the sunshine and the winds won't be too strong throughout the day. 18 degrees by 5 o'clock, mostly sunny. And then as we head into the evening, we stay dry and cold, 14 degrees by 9 o'clock. It may not be dry all week, but again, no big storms, and this is all slight chances for a quick hit of light rain and snow. And here's why. This is the jet stream pattern, and it's this northwest flow. And coming in out of that northwest flow, we get these little ripples in the jet stream, these little pieces of energy that can fire up a little light snow or a little light rain, and it just repeats itself. In fact, we're going to see one after another, 3 in total from Wednesday through Saturday. Again, tricky to time it out exactly, but I want to show you what I'm seeing right now. Wednesday in the evening, a few flurries. This one's mainly dry. It doesn't have much access to moisture, and really none of these do. But even Friday morning, there would be a chance for some light snow. If it lingered to around lunchtime, could it turn into a little rain as temperatures warm up Friday. And Saturday afternoon and evening, a 20% chance of some light rain and snow mix. 3 quick clipper systems, no big storms, but something we need to keep an eye on. But notice how the cold air is kind of locked up to the northeast, while that mild air is down to the south and southwest of us. Well, we're going to see a big pattern change here. This jet stream is eventually going to buckle farther to the north. And as it does, what happens is it kicks all that cold air much farther to the north, allows that mild air to move in. This is the big pattern change. Sunday, upper 40s, Monday, 50, and next week, it's a long ways off. But it's not out of the question that we could be in the 60s. 11 days away, forecasting specific temperature is difficult to do. We don't have a lot of confidence in that, but the trend is there. 40s, 50s, maybe some 60s next week, and you got to appreciate that when you see this. Tomorrow's high, 20 degrees in the 4-degree guarantee. Our donation, $400 to the American Heart Association. Happy to support them this month. Did you know more women suffer from heart disease in the United States each year than men? That statistic blew my mind. We're happy to raise awareness and support them this month in our 4-degree guarantee. It's going to be 31 on Wednesday, and we'll climb to the 40s on Thursday. Chance of that light mix, especially in the morning on Friday for Valentine's, otherwise 37 for the high Valentine's Day. Got to like the 47 Sunday and the 50 on Monday. So we're getting there eventually, but very cold tomorrow morning.
Sure is taking a while.
I know. Tell me about it.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah.
Doug Vaughn is in next with sports.
What's happening to Michael Sam's NFL draft stock now that he's announced he's gay? There's been a drastic change. And Jack Clark has something to say to Albert Pujols, and Pujols has a reply. We'll tell you about that next in sports.
Now, News 4 Sports, powered by the Hockey STL app. Blues news, scores, and stats. Free in your phone's app store.
Michael Sam has had a tough life. His parents divorced each other twice. His 2-year-old sister drowned in a pool. One of his brothers was shot to death. 2 of his brothers are currently in jail. Another has disappeared. So becoming the first openly gay NFL player will be far from the hardest situation that he's ever faced. The Mizzou All-American defensive end made the announcement last night, although he had told his Tiger teammates in August that he is gay. President Obama tweeted his support to Sam today, and the NFL released a statement saying they admire his honesty and courage and that he will be welcomed and supported in the league.
I'm happy with who I am. I know how to play the game. I'm a football player, and that's all that matters. Because I'm not afraid of who I am. I'm not afraid to tell the world of who I am. I'm Michael Sam. I'm a college graduate. I'm African American, and I'm gay.
Sam's draft stock seems to have taken a big hit. Before the announcement, he was considered a likely 3rd or 4th round pick, but now, probably not. In player rankings done by CBSSports.com, Sam fell from the 90th ranked player to 160. He dropped 70 spots based on his announcement and the possibility that some teams may shy away from picking him. Mizzou head coach Gary Pinkel says Michael Sam was certainly accepted in the Tiger football family.
We talk in our program all the time about respecting the cultural differences of other people. That's one of our core values. And this certainly applies to this, that we're going to be respectful and caring and kind to every one of our teammates.
How can you not be proud of him as a young man? What a great kid, and shows great courage and compassion, and to be able to tell his story on his own terms. I think it's great.
On to baseball. Many of the Cardinal pitchers and catchers are already in Jupiter. All of them are required to officially report to camp on Wednesday. The first workout is set for Thursday. Former Cardinal Jack Clark has apologized for saying he knew that Albert Pujols had taken performance-enhancing drugs. He said that last summer. Clark issued a statement today saying that he has no knowledge of Pujols ever taking PEDs, and Pujols says he will now drop his defamation lawsuit against Clark. Pujols issued a statement saying he is accepting Clark's apology and retraction. Nice to see this story just end quietly. Kind of need to see this one go away.
Yeah. Thanks, Doug.
All right.
We'll be right back. When you wake up tomorrow, Andre Hepkins and Claire Kellett will have all the overnight news on News 4 this morning from 4:30 to 7.
Hope you have a great night. See you back here tomorrow.